Hey, you guys want a gem backpack? I know you want a gem backpack. Wait, shouldn't we save that for day 12? Nah. Day 10 it is. Welcome to the 12 days of deck profiles and goodies. Oh, I love my chair. All right, today we have a gem backpack for one of you guys. I don't know which one. Who wants it? Is it you? Is it you? I don't know about that. If you want to enter, all you gotta do is leave a comment down below. You know, tell me what you guys think about how's your 12 days going. Is it great? Are you guys gonna come join me on Christmas Eve, or are we gonna have a good time with that stream? You guys want to watch 64 people suffer for some of the best prize support in a free tournament all year? Of course you do. Yesterday's winner is going to be down below as well. You guys will find if you walked away with the prize or if you're having a bad Christmas. I feel that. All right, well, let's dig on into, well, the next deck profile. Please take this backpack away from me. It's just sitting in my room staring at me. Gem sent it to me. They're like, here, use this for your 12 days. And I'm like, it just stares at me. All right, get rid of it. All right, let's dig on into this. This one is from one of my local players, and this is also from Prince Blue Blood. He submitted this to me and said, hey, I've been playing Gravekeepers. The deck is a lot of fun, and you should profile it. I also have a good friend of ours at Locals, Kevin Ostrander, who religiously plays this deck. Like this deck is his spirit animal. He's tried so many cool things with this. I think the most success he had as of recently playing this deck was actually this man was playing some weird concoction of Numeron with Gravekeepers. Now, we are not looking at that particular build today, but I do want to say that if you want to approach this deck with the Numeron engine fully intended for play, it is not a bad idea. The Numeron engine can let you curve out some of your worst matchups. Also, you get access to the Utopia Man, and watching your opponent try to out the Utopia Man is quite hilarious. So, Zexal is a fantastic freaking card. Alright, so this is going to be more of your control variant as opposed to, as I said, you have the option to play the Numeron engine in it, and I do like what that can actually bring to the table. So, back to Tier 4, the Rogue story, shall we? So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. You're going to need hand traps. All right, you're playing frickin' Gravekeepers. You have one game plan, and that is aggravate well, first up, your game plan is you're going to roll that dice, and you're going to hope that it rolls on a frickin' 6. That way you can go first. All right, and if you're not going first, that's all she wrote. All right, so triple Ash Blossom for hand traps. Now, we have triple copies of Gravekeeper Heretic. This card is unaffected by all card effects as long as Necro Valley is on the field. I wish that he got much bigger in terms of stats, but he is an 1800 body. So the big thing you're going to have to be using this for is this is going to be your eccentric boss monster besides your fusion that you can make, but being able to deploy this on the field and having a walking unaffected monster is pretty good. We also have triple copies of Necro Valley. Wait, this card says Gravekeeper's Commandant in it. No, this card says 6 copies of Necro Valley in the deck. That's the entire purpose of this. Now, we have 2 copies of Gravekeeper Spiritualist. During your main phase, if Necro Valley is on the field, you can fusion summon 1 spellcaster fusion monster from your extra deck using this card you control and other monsters you control as fusion material. Interesting fun fact, you could technically make Quintet Magician with this. I know we're not going to actually make Quintet Magician with this, but you can make Quintet Magician with this, technically. It doesn't say you have to fusion summon it doesn't say you have to make a Gravekeeper monster. That's a little fun fact. Alright, and then we also have 1 copy of Gravekeeper's Headman. If this card is summoned, you can target 1 level 4 Gravekeeper monster to graveyard, special summon it in attack position or face down. The cool little interaction that they designed with this little card is if you're actually playing Spy, you can actually revive the Spy. I know it's not 2006, and I'm sorry to tell you guys that, but I'm trying my best here, okay? Alright, spells. We have triple copies of Pot of Extravagance. So basically, you trade off your extra deck for draw power. But this is where I said you can still play the Numeron engine with this deck, still achieve that same explosive ability that you'd be getting, and still be able to play the same resource game that you would by stalling the opponent out for 3 turns. We also have triple copies of Duality, so the good news is without the Numeron engine, you do get access to a little bit slower of a control build, so you can filter for anything that you need here. Now, Necro Valley. So, up to the most updated errata on this, negate any card effect that would move a card in the graveyard to a different place, and negate any effects that change types or attributes. Basically, anything to do with the graveyard is non-existent. Now, the thing with Necro Valley as a card is this card comes in and out of play so much. If we have a graveyard-based deck, wait, is that Necro Valley over there in a side deck? Oh, that's Necro Valley in a side deck. This card comes and goes as the trends in times change. But the problem with this card is the rest of the pure Gravekeeper deck itself. It's kind of stinky poo-poo. All right, I want to be very straightforward and be as good as I can with this. You got issues. You do have some soft locks though. We also have 1 terraforming. And then we have triple copies of Throne Room. So we can add a Gravekeeper monster from our deck to our hand, or we get the ability to normal summon a Gravekeeper monster in addition to our core normal summon. Now, unfortunately, as much as I wish that this card was way better than it actually is, well, you don't get that much value off of it. At least we finally have a frickin' searcher for this deck. All right, and if you want to cheese out some cool stuff with the additional normal summon, you have access to. All right, they were at least nice enough to put it on the card. Now, this is probably the best thing that we got going for us. Activate only if you have a Gravekeeper monster and Necro Valley are on the field. Neither player can special summon monsters except for Gravekeeper monsters, and if either a Gravekeeper monster or Necro Valley is not on the field, destroy this card. They gave this deck a floodgate. Now, the problem with this floodgate is this card is so fragile. All right, if you okay, so you're going to need a 3-card commitment for this. You're going to need a normal summon, or you're going to need a Gravekeeper monster. You're going to need frickin' Necro Valley, and you're going to need this. That is 3 cards to achieve this lock. All right, once you have this lock set up, though, you'll be in a good position. But if your opponent does anything to make sure that you lose your Gravekeeper monster or your Necro Valley, this card blows itself up. What are you supposed to do to maintain that advantage? You're not. All right, that's the problem. But the next card actually is what's supposed to cheese this out. On a 2-card combo, all right, if you control Necro Valley, both players discard any monsters in their hand. This is the blowout card that you want to see. This is why I said when you roll that 6 on that dice and you're going first with this deck, you're going to be able to generate that advantage and make sure that you're able to play the game. If you do not open up this card going first, you pick up your cards, you go, oh, well, I guess, and then you scoop them up. All right, I wish I could be more positive than that, but this card is your centric win con for the deck. All right, at least a lot of rogue decks don't even have a win con. Gravekeepers should be lucky. All right, we also have triple copies of Infinite Permanence, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, triple copies of Solemn Strike, and we also have the 1 Necro Valley Temple. So while Gravekeeper monster and Necro Valley are both on the field, monsters your opponent controls will lose 500 attack and defense. Once per turn during the main phase, if you do not control or if there's no card in your field zone, you can activate Necro Valley from your hand or graveyard. If this card in your possession is destroyed by a card effect, you can send a Necro Valley directly from your deck. All right. The only thing that this card ensures is that Necro Valley ain't leaving the field. All right, that bad boy gonna sit right there. All right, you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. That's nice, right? Extra deck, we have 1 Utopia the Lightning, 1 Utopia, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Nova, 1 Nightmare Phoenix with 1 Cerberus, 1 Macabre, 1 Dragastapelia, 2 Starving Venom, 2 copies of Chimera, and then our big boss monster. 2 Gravekeeper monsters. This card gains attack and defense equal to the combined original level of materials used for its fusion summon times 100. While Necro Valley is on this card and any card in your field zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. They can certainly Cosmic it, though. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, add a Gravekeeper monster or one Necro Valley card from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Gravekeeper Spiritualist or Supernaturalist once per turn. Typically, I think this thing usually sits at 30, well, it gains 400 typically for the level 4s that are used for it. And then they actually end up getting the 500 buff off the Necro Valley. So 28 plus 5, 3,300. Yeah, that's like your best play. Alright, and the next deck here, we have triple copies of Nibiru, 2 Lancia, 2 Dark Rule No More, 1 Cosmic, triple evenly matched, 2 D-Barrier, and 2 Heavy Storm Duster. Wrapping up this chunk of 12 day of deck profile. Take this backpack, please. Guys, please leave a comment down below. Make sure you guys get it in for today's contest, and I'll see your beautiful faces later on in the day. Peace out, guys.
Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.